Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Dear Diary podcast with your host, Val and Lynx. Dear Diary.
All right, guys, welcome back. Um, I just want to jump in and bring this up because I think it's very important. So, Hotel Transylvania um, has there's a fourth installment of the Hotel Transylvania movies, which honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I don't remember what the second and third were about. I remember the first one, and that's where like Johnny comes in, right? And then I think
Yeah.
the second one is where little boy was born, but I don't
Yeah.
remember the
And
third
then the
one.
third one is like they're on that cruise ship and like he falls in love with a human, or like the hunter is like a human and like his name
I don't think
Dracula,
I've
the
seen
guy.
that one.
He like I think he falls in love or I don't know if they end up together or she like decides to hunt him or something. I don't really remember much about it, but I do remember they were like on a cruise ship
Well,
and they're
I
all
only
going on
remember the first
vacation.
and second one, and I guess I just completely forgot about the existence of the third one. But there's a fourth one, and it's called Hotel Transylvania Transformania or something like that. The trailer just dropped, I think, yesterday. And the premise of this movie is that Johnny still doesn't feel accepted because like Dracula doesn't really make him feel accepted because he's not a true monster while like everyone else is. Because even like the baby, who's so cute, still has like
Very
monster
cute.
abilities and stuff. So Johnny found this, I guess, like underground monster scientist dude. And this monster scientist dude is basically like, yo, I have something that can make you um, a monster. But so the machine makes humans monsters, but it also makes monsters human. So Johnny got turned into a monster and he turns into like a dragon. But something went wrong and a bunch of like the monsters turn human. And here's the thing, like I think it's a cool concept. Like Hotel Transylvania movies have always been good, like they haven't been bad. So it's like, I mean, I probably end up like watching the movie at some point, but basically what happens is so like all the main characters that we've seen throughout the series they turn human, like Dracula turns human and like the bear wolf dude turns human, Frankenstein turns human. But the invisible glasses dude also turns human. And the funniest thing is like people are like, oh, like I'm such a simp for the invisible glasses dude because he just radiates like that kind of energy, right? He radiates like
I
Nick
don't even
Wilde
like really
energy.
remember his character. I was like when we were talking about this, like I was really trying to think about like what how he sounded, what his vibe was. Like
Yeah.
I like just couldn't, but also like I never watched the movies that much. Like I think I've seen
I
them
mean, I didn't
one
either,
really,
but I think
but
people were just attracted to the idea of like
yeah.
a, a an unknown being with these like attractive glasses.
Yeah.
And I think like, there's probably more to it. I haven't seen the movie in a long time. And I never like particularly agreed. It's not like I straight up disagreed. It was just like a statement that I was like, all right, like I was aware of
Right,
because I
okay.
didn't like know the Invisible Man enough. But it was like, yes, like very, um, I don't know, like very cool guy energy. And a lot of people said it was like giving off very much like Matthew Gray Goobler vibes, which I also don't know. Like literally the only piece of information I know about that man is that he voices Simon and Alvin and Chipmunk because I've never watched Criminal Minds or anything. But I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, like he's all
He
right. So
voices Simon. I did not know that. All I knew about it was
you
Criminal
want to hear
Minds,
something
but
even crazier? You know Genslinger from New Girl?
no.
Are you kidding me? Paul
Who?
Genslinger, like one of Jess's first boyfriends. The teacher dude.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. The teacher dude.
He
Yes.
voices Alvin.
Like, you're talking about like Alvin and Chipmunks, like the movies, right? Not like
Yeah.
the little weird Nickelodeon show that
No.
they
I'm talking about the
did.
movies.
What?
And I'm pretty sure Jesse McCartney is Theodore.
That's so weird. I just like, I guess I just never looked into it. Whack. Okay, continue.
But anyways, so people were like a huge thing for him. But in this movie, he turns human, right? Like this is
Yeah.
all in the trailer. And they humanify him. So he was invisible and now he turns visible. And he's like this balding ginger dude, which like, I mean, if this is your type, like it's fine. But he's like I don't know. He's just everyone is so upset about it, right? And I've seen so
Yeah.
many people like, let's just bully this movie like the way they did Sonic to get like a hotter version of this guy, which I mean is like I didn't really know what was going on with Sonic, so maybe like Sonic was justifiable because Sonic's been like a huge part of like a lot of kids' childhoods, games, and life.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that people wanted like a
Did
good
that
movie.
movie come out?
Sonic, yeah, Sonic's
Okay.
been out for a year, I
Okay.
think. That was my roommate's last movie that she saw before COVID hit, and she's like really salty about it because apparently like the movie wasn't that good. But yeah, so it's like I think more than anything, I don't really care about the character, but I
Yeah.
think it's so funny that everybody who used to simp for him was like, I take it back, I take it back. And then like that's half of the people, and the other half are like, let's just make a petition for them to make him hot. But then I was like, I don't know. I just think it's really funny.
Yeah. That's kind of funny. They're starting petitions for it too. We'll
I
see if
mean,
it
it's
goes
all out of
anywhere.
like nothing's like malicious. It's all out of
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, for sure.
fun. I think Sonic was a little more like harsh about it. Like when people were like petitioning for
Oh really?
animation change, I think it was a little more like harsh and from what I remember, which could be very wrong. But this was just all like it's all fun and games. So
Right. Makes sense. All right. Do you want to talk about what happened last Friday to you?
um why don't you give off like a little background information first?
Okay. So basically, last week that we decided that we wanted to meet up with some of our college friends since we haven't seen them since classes ended. And so we like had this plan to like go out to get food at a restaurant and just like hang out like with the four of us. And so one of our friends was driving down and it's like an hour and a half away. So like she definitely had to make a drive and then the rest of us all like lived like in town like where our college is, so it wasn't as big of a drive and stuff. So it was like definitely a lot of work for her. And so we were like excited that she was like coming down and like had big plans and stuff like that. And so we met up and we decided to go out to eat and basically the restaurant that we
The
chose was
restaurant's really close to
closer
my house.
to you. Yeah, so you were supposed to meet us there and the rest of us met up at one of the girls' houses and we all drove together. So we were waiting on you. I was driving and so we pulled into the restaurant and like right before I was like on the way you were like text me when you all are close so like you can get ready to leave as well. And so I was like, okay, that sounds good. And we like pulled into the parking lot and then I was like, hey, like we're here, like where are you? And you were like, I'm kind of dying. And we were like, what? What, like, what's going on? And like, we were all in a group chat. And so we were all just talking about this. And then you were like,
Here's the
yeah, like,
thing, I got
I'm
ready. Like
good.
I timed out like because it's like maybe 10 max minutes from my house, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I timed it out and I was like, okay. And I got ready. I was like presentable because we weren't doing like super fancy. I was like in a nice shirt and like jeans
Right.
and I was ready. And all of a sudden, here's something you gotta know about me. I have a lot of stomach issues. Like my stomach just doesn't work half the time unless like I don't know why. But like literally I go downstairs getting ready to leave. Like I'm waiting a couple minutes before I have to leave. And it feels like there's like someone sticking like a dagger up like through my stomach and it's just hurting so badly. So I'm like, okay, this is super cool. Hopefully this will like wear out pretty soon. But then you guys text me like, yeah, like we're here. Cause like that would be like the time I would have left to like meet you all there. And well, like I couldn't move. I was in bed and like I have this thing, it's like a I don't know what the technical term is, but it's like you put hot water in it. It's like this container, you put hot water on it, and then it's like an ice pack, but for hot water that you can like fill to put on your stomach. And I did that a lot. So I had that on, but it wasn't working, and I hadn't eaten like incredibly recently, so I didn't feel comfortable like taking an Advil. It was kind of a hot mess, and I felt so bad because here's the thing. I I am almost like never on time to anything. I don't know why. It's just it's almost never intentional. It's like I'm never like, yes, I'm gonna be late. It's always like somehow I just end up being late. Whether I'm like I fall asleep before or something. It's
Yeah.
always been kind of my thing. But the thing is like our friend that drove down, that's like a whole hour and a half drive. And one thing that I like value a lot is like if someone goes through like out of their way to waste like not waste, like spend that much time and like money for like me, I'm going to be there, right?
Right.
Because like I don't like going out. Like a lot of my friends know this. I'm a very much stay in my room kind of vibe by myself kind of person. So it's like really hard to drag me to do anything. But the fact that she was coming down and I hadn't seen her in like 3 weeks, I was like, and like, as opposed to like basically living with each other for like the past couple months, I was like super excited. So I felt really bad because I was just in like so much pain. And I was also like really nauseous too. And like the type of stomach pain I had this time was like something that I just only like recently started to experience. So like I don't know if it was like something I ate or like something I made. I didn't really know what was happening. But I felt so bad and I was like, all right, like the plan was to go out to eat and then meet up at one of our other friends' house. Um and like chill there until like, I don't know, maybe late at night if we weren't like spending the night. So I was like, let's see. I don't think I'll be able to make it for dinner because we went to this or we were planning on going to like a sushi place, right?
I mean, yeah, it was just like an Asian bistro, so like
Right.
it had a lot
And
of sushi stuff,
none
yeah.
of that stuff was going to be good for my stomach, whether like the stomach issues were because of like what I ate or something. So I was like, I'm just going to eat something at home. And then if I feel good enough, like I'll come over
Yeah.
after
I think
that.
we were really confused because, well, I think I was more because I was texting you
No,
like
we were
5 minutes
fine.
before and you were like ready to go. And then all of a sudden, like, you were just like, nah, I can't be there. And I was like, really, we were all just like, take medicine, just suck it up, like, come, like, because like you're all like, because you like staying at home. So we like knew that. So we were trying to like force you out of the house kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
And like overall, like all of us were lucky just like chill about it. We like knew like it was bad, but I don't know. So that's why we decided after like to get dinner that we'd at least stop by your house. So then it
Right,
like
yeah.
at least she could at least have said hi to you before she had to leave and stuff like that. And so like we like came over to her house and just like hung out and like I mean immediately like from seeing you like we could tell that you just weren't doing too hot. So it was like
Yeah, it was bad. And then I went like, and then I like, I don't know, it was kind of rough. And then the next morning I woke up with a swollen eye, and I was like, this is also very cool.
I will say though, my allergies, at least this year, have probably been like better for me than like the past years, even though like it's been like a little bad, but it really hasn't been. And I think it's probably because I'm not going outside. I'm really just sitting in my room all the time and like I have no reason to really be outside that much.
Yeah,
But at least, or maybe I'm getting older and so I'm being all like mature about it and like not touching my face and my eyes and stuff. So like I don't like have like a reaction and things like that.
I like normally don't have allergies, but like I've been feeling like allergy symptoms, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like I developed allergies, which I think could be a possibility. I don't really know the science behind allergies, but it's like I'm my immune system's probably weak, right? Because I haven't like normally we're interacting with like so many people, so many germs and all this and that. But like we go out, we have masks on, socially distant, and then we come home. Like, like there's not really much interaction for our like immune system to be boosted. So I
Right.
guess like
Yeah.
the slightest thing is like setting my I don't know, maybe allergies off. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, I woke up with a swollen eye. I was very
Dang.
chill about it though. I was like looking at my eye and I was like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I have my candle lit. It just smells really hot. Oh, that did not smell good. Oh no, my
What's the
candle. Let me just.
flavor
Okay,
or
so
the
the scent
scent?
is like flavor. Let me just eat this real quick. No, it's a warm fall leaf. It's like
A
fall
singular leaf.
cinnamony. like cinnamony kind of thing. But like when I go to
Okay.
smell it, it just smells hot.
Does that candle like do you think like your whole room is like that scent in a little bit, or
Here's the
does it
thing,
take
I
long?
don't know because before I had this one other candle that I put in that like if I lit like my whole room would smell like it, but I don't think this one
Mm-hmm.
gives off as strong of a scent.
Okay.
So I don't know. Like I think I'll let this candle like go until like I can't use it anymore. And there's this other candle I got for Christmas and it's like an oceany kind of smell. And I really
Yeah.
like that smell. And hopefully that
Ooh.
one's like stronger.
Yeah. I had this essential oil that was like it was called like I don't remember what it was called, but the picture of it was like an ocean with like rocks at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember it smelling anything related to that, but it smelled good, whatever it was. But like I decided to get into essential oils this year kind of because like I used to go to like this like small group kind of thing, and like one of the girls like the house that we went to, she'd always have it on, and I like absolutely just like love like going in and like seeing like the mist and like the smell, like it always smelled like really nice in there. And so
Mm-hmm.
like I was like, oh, like I just wanted it for my dorm. And so just in case, like, I don't know, like I just thought like it'd be weird. I just don't want my dorm to smell bad or anything like food or whatever. Like we hadn't,
Yeah.
and so I'd rather just like have like a nice like subtle scent. So like I decided to get one, and like the one that I got like came with like 12 different like essential oils and stuff, and like I really liked it for the most part, honestly. And like I was really bad like toward the end of the year, like to keep using it. After a while, I just kind of got lazy, and probably because like I was just like not really in my room as much. I was like going outside more and stuff like that. But like I don't know, like I've been wanting to get like I don't know if you've seen these, but they're like these bracelets that are like have beads on them, and like you basically
Mm-hmm.
like take like a drop of the essential oil on your finger and you like rub it on like the bead, and like
Hmm.
some of the beads will like smell like usually like you use like the stress relief one or like the anxiety like kind of scent, and like I think it's like eucalyptus is like what a lot of people use, and they'll like put it on their like hand, and then they'll use it like whenever like they're feeling like super stressed or something, just to like to get that scent or that flavor. But recently what happened with my essential oils is that I like packed everything up and brought it back to my house after moving out of my dorm, and so I had them like all in like this Ziploc bag, and like they fit fine. Like it's how I like made stuff before. And so I like noticed that for like a few days that like my room was starting to have like an essential oil kind of smell. And
Yeah.
I like didn't like I just thought it was because the oils were out, and like this scent probably just like came from the bottle, and I wasn't like thinking too much about it. And so then like a few days later, like people my parents would come into my room and be like, oh, like what's that smell? And I'm like, yeah, it's just like the oils just like they just have a scent, like even though none of them were open. And
Yeah.
so it was just like a week or two has gone by, and then one night I was like laying in bed, and I like my nose just started really acting up, and I was like really confused. Like it wasn't like allergy related or anything like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like telling my sister, and I was like, hey, like there's a really strong smell in here and I don't know what it is. And like
Yeah.
I'm like sure it's like the essential oils, but none of them's leaking, so I didn't know like where it was coming from kind of thing. So I feel like we would have
Yeah.
known if it was leaking. And so I like told her like she was near the bag, and I was like, hey, like can you just like take them all out? And then so then she took them out, and then like went through all the bag and like tried to see which one was being like used and stuff. So like she went through all of them, and then she pulled out the nutmeg flavor, and then that one like was literally like leaking fully like on the sides and everything, and her hands were like fully covered in the smell. And then we kept going on, and I was like, okay, just take the rest of them out and just like take them out of the bag so that they're not like in the bag anymore. And the peppermint one was also leaking, not like bad or anything, it was honestly just a few drops, but like basically the room smelled like really minty from the peppermint, and then the nutmeg just gave some like weird flavor overall. So it was like really minty, which is why like my nose is like burning. And so then I just ended up like I just threw away the bag. The bag was just wet. Like I don't know what else could have spilled, but it was just wet. And so like the nutmeg, the peppermint, everything was just out there. And like I had to like fully open all the windows and everything. And there was like a bug on the window.
Did it not smell like nice at all? Like I don't know how it would smell,
It
but
smelled fine, but like to be in the room, but to sleep in the room, I think that's when like it really started to bother me because it was like so strong. Like when I was sleeping, like it just was not
yeah,
like helpful. Like usually like because with an essential oil you have like you put it like the oil with the water, and so like the because it's diffusing, it's like less more
yeah.
subtle kind of smell, and so like because that was just pure oil that just like was
Mm-hmm.
dripping, it was like really really strong for no reason, and so I don't know. And so then like we had to open up all the windows, and like there was a big bug on one of our windows, and so we just didn't do like we literally I was like we have to open it, there's no way around it, and she's like no I can't open it because the bug, and like it was really scary for no reason, and so then we decided we were like okay let's just get through it, so then we opened it really fast, and then just like the windows have been open the past like 3 days and the smell is still there like
Really?
even now, yeah. It's like not as bad for sure, but then it's kind of nice having that fresh air. And I think it's because it's really not windy, so like no air is coming in or out of the room. Really, the windows are just kind of open.
Mm-hmm.
The smell is just kind of vibing in there. I mean, it's a lot better now, but it's just a hot mess. It's like really gross. Like her hands were just wet in oils and everything. And every time we go near like the desk that had my oils, it was just like so strong the smell. Like I just avoid like being anywhere near over there, and I'm just like always like on the other side of the room. But it's chill. Other than that,
I remember when you were telling me, and somehow like cicadas came up in our conversation, and now
yes.
I've been, I've been examining cicadas, not examining, researching about them, because like I feel like over the past couple of years I've heard the 17-year drought is up, all the cicadas are coming out now, and I don't know when it's actually supposed to happen. I think it's now, like
Okay, but like, so this there'll just be more cicadas. Is that this? Is that what it like?
okay, so every 17 years, there's like this one
Right.
like type of cicada, I guess, and that it's called the Great Eastern Brood. I think they're called Brood-X cicadas, and
Mm-hmm.
they they're underground for 17 years, and they come up, and um, up to 1.4 million cicadas per acre. They they don't they don't eat plant tissue, so they don't hurt plants. But okay, so you've got periodical cicadas that emerge every once every 17 or 13 years that are unique to the eastern US. Oh, does the west side of the United States not get any cicadas? That's kind of annoying. Um, the 17-year cicadas live up in the north, and the 13-year cicadas are found in the south and Mississippi Valley. Um, oh, the broods are identified by Roman numerals. Brood X is the largest of the 12 broods of 17-year cicadas, which emerge in different years. Oh, so there's like, I think there's, just kidding. I don't, there's 3 broods of 13-year cicadas and 12 broods of 17-year cicadas. None of this is making sense now that I think about this.
So how long are they gonna be
I think
out till
they're
they
out for like the
go?
summer, because that's
So like
normally
these
when we see
next few
cicadas, right?
months?
I, yeah. But here's
Is
the
this
thing,
like
it's not like you got years of no cicadas and then cicadas. I've seen cicadas like every year.
right? So
I guess we're
that's
just
why it
gonna
just
see
never
more.
made like it's like when you're saying like that many cicadas in my mind. I'm like, does that mean like if I go outside, I'm just gonna see a bunch of cicadas? Like probably not,
I
right?
think in certain places it will be like that.
Okay. I
I
guess
don't
we don't
know.
know about my neighborhood. Does that mean no more
I don't
going
really
on walks
know.
anymore?
I think you should be fine as long as you're not near like trees. Like when we were younger, we would like climb up trees and like there'd be so many cicadas. Let me just say the cicadas are nasty to look at.
You climbed up trees.
That is the part like heard, yes, like the
All
tree
right.
in my front yard and then the tree like in the middle of our court, like they're
Oh
both
wait, I actually
climbable
kind of remember
trees.
this.
Like the branches are low enough so when we were kids we would be able to like hoist ourselves up.
I think I remember
And
climbing up the tree in your at your in the one
yeah,
in the court.
I'd make everyone climb up my tree. But no one really wanted to climb up my tree. It was kind of sad. Um, this year's cicada class will bore into the ground. It won't emerge until 2038. What's 2038 minus 17? Oh, that's 2021. Oh, that's now. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm reading this one article and it says, who is this fool? He's a cicada enthusiast and a professor of entomology at some university. So he's like qualified, but he's encouraging people to go on a cicada safari. You're out of your mind.
Nah, that is not it.
No cicada safari for me, please. One new segment we want to try is Dear Diary How To, and we're going to talk about like how to do like certain things, and they can be like physical things, like advice. If you have anything that you have like genuine questions about, then like let us know and we'll try to answer them. But for this week's episode, we're going to do how to approach like a haunted house, like what we would do if we were put in a haunted house situation. Um, I mean, I guess I can give like a little backstory. You know how like the new Resident Evil game came out?
Yeah.
So I've been watching people do like people play them, and there's like this one part. It's when the main character Ethan has to fight the sorry, I don't remember her name, the big vampire lady.
Yeah.
Like they have to go through like the house and stuff, and like how would I approach like a haunted house kind of situation like that? So
Yeah.
I mean, do we want to base it off like that house or like any haunted house?
I like any. I mean, in general, like haunted house is a haunted house. I guess just
Right.
the idea of a normal haunted house. Here's the thing, though. So, like, imagine we have this like haunted house. Are we assuming it's like booby trapped? Because there are some like that. Because ghosts are like, don't touch my stuff.
Okay, but that's not necessarily like booby trapping, isn't it? Because that's
I
just
don't
like the
know.
ghost being,
Care like I don't know. I don't really
that's
know.
like the ghost is
Is booby
being,
trapping not just traps?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Um, sure. I guess like it would depend on the situation, right? And it would depend on like the ghost. And what if it was like a haunted? Because like some houses that are like haunted houses, they're not actually haunted. They're just kind of like scary. Like,
Yeah.
have you seen either It's like the movie?
No, I have not. Let me just say
Mm,
though, I would not be approaching a haunted house in any situation. I am too scared. Like, I don't know if I believe in like ghosts or not really, but like the idea of it, very scary.
I
I've
think
seen so many
my
horror movies that like I could just imagine so many possibilities.
I think my relationship with ghosts is like I'm not like a definitive believer because I do think for a lot of things there are like scientific explanations for why things happen and people just
Yeah.
don't like really acknowledge that. But I'm not going to sit here and say I don't think ghosts don't exist. Like I'm open to the possibility. I don't know. I mean, like I'm open to the possibility that they exist. You know,
Hmm.
like I'm not going to go out of my way and like play with like just calling activities or whatever. You know.
Oh, like the Ouija board. Oh, that's scary.
Yeah. Or like if I
I
go
think
into
I
the
did
mirror and
that
say like
in
Bloody Mary
like
3 times, like
fifth
I'm not about to do
grade.
that. Really?
Yeah, that was scary too. Oh my gosh. In like fifth grade, one of my friends like said she did it and said she saw something and it was like the craziest thing. Like everyone was like losing their mind and stuff.
Um,
It was
I
so
remember in
wild.
like sixth grade, I think I was talking to someone and they're like, yeah, I did it. And then like this lady was behind me and she like held like a knife up. And then like I turned on the light and she was like gone. And I don't know why I believe that so easily.
Did I tell you my like our ghost theory that happened in elementary school? I think I might have told
I
you a
don't,
long time ago. But okay, so in elementary school, like I had like we were like there was this group of friends and we had like a playground in Is it the backyard? It's not the backyard. It's a school. What's the
In the
back of
back
the
of the
school?
school.
In the back of
Just the
the
back of the
school.
school, I guess.
And so there was this like boat thing. So we'd like rock the boat kind of thing. And there was like a tic tac toe like board on it with like space. So like some people would like to write like their names on it or whatever to like
Hmm.
leave their mark or whatever. And so one day we saw the mark and a different mark, and someone like wrote like I think it was SW or SE. And so we were like, oh, like southwest, southeast is like where our minds went for some reason. And so then what we realized was like, what was southeast? Okay, let's just assume it was southwest because that's all I remember right now. And so we were like, okay, what's like southwest of our school? And there was like this abandoned like hospital, and like there were like all these theories that like somehow someone from that hospital, like a ghost or a presence, came to our school to like write that on there. So then we had computer lab in elementary school, and so in computer lab we would research about like the abandoned hospital and like learn more about it. So then we learned about this girl who I think her name was Heather. Maybe that was the name we gave her. But there was this girl who went to our elementary school. I don't know how we found this out. And we could have also made this up back then. But we were convinced that she went to our elementary school. And so she went to our, we like, were like, oh my gosh, it's like Heather's ghost, like trying to like get us or
Yeah.
something. And so the thing is, like the next day, like all of our friends would like tell us like stories about like any like ghost interactions like they've had and stuff like that. And so like that was like how like a lot of like our days are spent. So then we were like, okay, we need to do something to like make Heather happy because like, we don't want her to haunt us and
Yeah.
everything. And so we have like a little track in the back of the school, and so we were like walking on the track, and this is so embarrassing now that I think about it, but there was like like there's like grass around us, and there was one spot on the track where the grass was really high, okay, like really tall compared to the rest of it. And we were like, oh my gosh, this is where she was buried because the grass was really
Oh
high.
my
And
God.
we were like, guys, like this is it, like this is where she was buried. The grass is like really tall and it like wasn't like moving with the wind or something. Like we came up with
Yeah.
all these theories, okay, and we're like, this is it, this is like where she's got to be buried. And like we were like, okay, we need to give some kind of offering to her. So like each one of us were like, okay, we'll like bring something to her the next day at school. And so each of us brought like some like thing from home. Like someone brought this like heartstone thing, and like someone brought some paper thing. So then the next day we all go there, and like we didn't really know what to do. So we just said, we'll do this later. And so then we just kept walking. And then I was on the bus with one of my friends, and one of her items were missing. And we were like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
it was missing. That must mean like Heather took it as like, what is it, a
yeah.
sacrifice or whatever. Like she
An
like took it,
offering or
an
something.
offering. Yeah, that's what it was. So she took it as an offering. So then we all lost our minds, and we were like, no, like she's real. And like, I don't know how this really ends. Somehow it just died down and we just ignored it. I guess we forgot about it. But I really remember this so well. And I was like I'm talking to my mom about it. And I was like, Mom, we have to like give an offering. Like I need to get something from my house, and I don't know what to give. And it's supposed to be something, like of value. So I was like, oh my gosh, like should I bring like jewelry and stuff? And I was like,
Oh gosh.
no, don't take my jewelry. And I was like, Mom, I have to. And it was the craziest thing ever. And we went so far down the road, like as you can tell, like we were very invested in it. That was like my
It's
closest
just
ghost
an
story.
active imagination, you know? So how would you approach a haunted house?
Oh yeah. um,
I feel like if I
well,
were, well, okay. I feel like approaching a haunted house, Loki, has to do with like what kind of thing you're dealing with. Is it like a ghost? Is it like I think a poltergeist isn't a type of ghost. Maybe you're dealing with a poltergeist. Maybe you're dealing with like a spirit, right? So if you're dealing with like a spirit, then I think you bring your cross. I don't have a cross, but like I think you bring a cross, right?
yeah, I think it's like you show like you either point the cross or like holy water, I think also works.
Okay, so gotta hit up a church if it's like a spirit. And then if it's like a ghost, do you remember Monsters versus or no, Girl versus Monster? She had this little like vacuum monster thing. Maybe I'll get that and just like suck up the spirits. I think that's big brained.
Don't they do that in Casper?
I don't
They
know.
just use the vacuum cleaner and then just vacuum up the ghosts, and then like they're all like,
Could you imagine just vacuum up ghosts?
yeah, that'd be so nice.
That'd be kind of funny.
But like,
I guess
I
I
don't know,
wouldn't know
like,
how to approach a haunted.
yeah, I
Like
was
I
like,
feel
what's the
like
wrong way to approach it? Like,
I
fully
think
going,
approaching it alone is kind of dumb. You
yeah,
probably want to go with other people. Um,
right.
don't split up unless it's like absolutely necessary. Stuff like
Yeah,
that.
in movies when they split up all the time. Oh, so dumb.
I don't know. Also when people just like face things without like any, I guess it's like what could you use against a ghost? Like you can't shoot a ghost, you know? You can't
Right.
stab a ghost. But like maybe like ghosts give off cold energy, right? So maybe if you have like a temperature reader and it's like if there's like an
Yeah,
area that's
don't
like
they use
colder,
like there's some beeping thing like some ghost detectors use. I don't know what it's detecting. I think it's like something with particles. I don't know what.
but there's that. But it's like what purpose do you have in a haunted house? Unless there's like a goal, like in Resident Evil, like he had a well, it's not he didn't go to a haunted house. He just went to like the boss lady's house.
Yeah, he's just trying to get his
And
kid back.
there were just a bunch of like puzzles to do. I would be so upset if I went like if I had puzzles to do in a haunted house. Like that's just
Yeah.
like a haunted escape room. What's the reason?
It's kind of fun, like, I don't know, like escape rooms at least. Like you have like the clues you're trying to figure out to like get out. But if you willingly go into a haunted house, I don't know what I feel like you wouldn't have a purpose other than the fact of being like, oh, look, I want to see if ghosts are real. I feel like that's what people would like to like
Right.
go check things
Unless like
out.
you have a purpose to go because I'm pretty sure in it there's like this haunted house that like the kids go out to check. I think it's chapter one. Um and then like that's where like Pennywise is, and then they like defeat Pennywise, I think. I don't remember. Or
Yeah.
Pennywise turns into a baby. I don't remember. But like there's a purpose in going to that haunted house, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like if you want to go, if you're the type of person that wants to go into a haunted house just to explore, I don't want to be your friend. If it's not like a
Would
commercialized
you go to
setting.
like say like a group a group of people, oh, I just totally lost my voice right there. A group of people wanted to like go into a haunted house and like you're friends with them, would
If
you
it
be
was
one
like
to
a
go?
commercial kind of thing, like if it was
A commercial.
um like a commercialized haunted house,
Oh, okay, okay,
you know,
okay.
like when
Yes,
it's
like
like
a
Halloween time, you have
yeah,
like all these
yeah.
like haunted mansions and stuff. Like when my
Yes.
pen pal was here, she was here like when was it? I don't remember the timing, but it was like right before or right after all the haunted houses like were either opened or closed. So there weren't like any good ones that we could have gone to. But
Mm-hmm.
like I would have gone with her and like a couple of her friends because like that seems fun because it's like, it's all fun and games. And
Right.
like from where I stand right now, it's like I don't really think ghosts are real. I'm not like saying they don't exist, but like I just don't. So it's like everything
Yeah.
that happens in there is explainable. But like I don't think I would ever willingly, unless I was like being held at like gunpoint or something, I don't think I would ever willingly go into a haunted house just to explore. Because like there's no
Yeah.
reason, like there's no goal. So it's just a
Right.
waste of time and an increase in anxiety, like and
And
stress. And I'm
scary,
sure that
yeah.
just like that much stress and adrenaline at like I'm sure it'd be like at a very high level for like that long of a time. I can't imagine that being good for like your body in general. Like you can
That's
like
true,
seek
yeah.
out thrill, and I'll do that by like riding a roller coaster
Yeah.
or watching a scary movie. I don't have to experience the movie.
Yeah. Because I feel like the tourist like haunted houses, I haven't been to one in a while and I kind of want to go to one that could be fun. I feel like those are definitely a lot more fun. But just
Yeah.
going to something abandoned with no like at least you know what to expect if it's like a tourist kind of thing or like an attraction. But like just going somewhere abandoned and just seeing what you can find.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. I feel like I'd be so like paranoid with like every like small noises, like water droplets. I'd be like, oh my gosh, like what is that? Or
And it's also like
I don't know.
whatever you find, I feel like you like overanalyze it
Yeah.
because you're like you went in, you're like, oh, I need explanation, so you like overanalyze like everything, and then you're just like,
Yeah.
but
And
then
I
what do
feel
you do
like
with that information, you know?
yeah, I mean there's not much you can do with it, honestly. It's just like, oh like I did this in life and
No
yeah,
thanks.
and I guess it's whatever at this point.
If you want to go to haunted house, I will not be coming along. I'll let you
I
know.
will not
Like,
be going.
okay, dope. And our other two friends wouldn't go either.
Yeah.
So that's
I feel
nice.
like most people we know would not willingly go into one. I mean, I guess because like I feel like I don't really feel like a lot of people would want to. I mean, sure, and there are people.
I don't think we're friends with the right people.
That's
Like that would
possible. I feel like the people
seek
who,
out
yeah,
that kind of like do you remember the one time when we were playing Uno and they're like, let's go explore like the underground tunnels?
yeah,
Like those kinds of people. Like we're like friendly, you know, with them. But
yeah,
like or at least like you are, I don't really know who they are. But like
mm-hmm,
those kinds of people, gosh, I feel like there's
yeah,
nothing wrong with those kinds of people. It's just like for me that's a bit much, like to operate on that kind of energy.
yeah. That was wild. I mean, one like we just go into underground tunnels where it was a construction site, so like not that there's anything down there, but it's just sketch, I guess.
In the middle of the night, no thanks.
Yeah, it was like midnight at that point.
Yeah.
And they were like, let's go to the tunnels. And like they came back right away because like one of the guys was like, oh
The
my
guys
gosh,
were
like
like,
that was awful.
well,
Like
I think what happened was one of the guys had already been down there, right?
yeah, and he like
And he
just
didn't want to
didn't
go
vibe
down a
with
second
it.
time because
Yeah,
it just wasn't good. That was kind of terrifying.
yeah, whack. I don't know. College is a time.
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't really answer the question. We just
I
went everywhere
know.
but the question. But
I
it's
think we
because
addressed like a couple things.
yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. That's it for this week's episode. If you liked what you listened to, just go ahead and give us a follow so you can get notifications on and everything. As well as if you do have any questions about college or just want any advice on things, please feel free to reach out to us at our email, which is deardiarybl@gmail.com. And we do have a TikTok account that's coming out, so we will get more info on that next week. But okay, well, I guess we'll see you all next week then with another episode. Bye.